Le Mans. Ask every motorsport fan to name a city. Sooner or later, they would say Le Mans. A single victory in the 24 Hours of Le Mans could grant eternal glory. In 1923, on the roads south of the city, the first edition of the 24 Hours took place. For more than a century, manufacturers have written history here. Ferrari, Ford, Audi, Porsche, Mercedes, all of them have conquered the most prestigious endurance race in the world. Saturday, 16 o'clock, French flag waves. 24 hours later, the fastest among those who made it to the end wins. It's a race for the brave, for those who challenge the limits of humans and engineering. In 1991, 10,000 kilometers away, someone had the bravery to believe in an idea, and their car became immortal. In Hiroshima, someone at Mazda chose to believe in the Rotary engine. For many, Le Mans is a destination. For Mazda, it was a journey. The story of Mazda started in 1920 in Hiroshima under the name of Toyo Cork Kogyo Company. The first vehicle was a three-wheeler, the Mazda Go, which came in 1931. In 1960, the company produced its maiden car, the R360. In that decade, the brand had its first motorsport races, with cars like the Mazda Cosmo 110S. In 1983, Mazda brought an official team to the 24 Hours of Le Mans for the first time. They brought two prototypes to 717C in the Junior Group C class. Each car was equipped with two rotors in a Wankel engine. The idea proved to be successful with a class win and a 12th place overall. The development went on in the following years. After 3, then 4 rotors, sticking to the use of Wankel. In the late 80s, the 767 was the first car to use 4 rotors. In 1989, all 3 cars passed under the checkered flag, a 7th, 9th and 12th place. Actually, Mazda had good results through all the 80s, not only at Le Mans, but in the USA and Japan the cars challenged the other prototypes with remarkable results. Mazda was a solid competitor in a big classic, the 24 Hours of Daytona. With his strong faith in the idea, participating in the 24 Hours of Le Mans was a dare. And through the Wankel engine was a distinctive element of the Mazda, the car weren't among the favorites. The rivalry between the Group C icons like the Jaguar XJR14, Sauber Mercedes C11, Peugeot 905, Porsche 962 captured the attention of the fans. Mazda with the 787B was one of the others. Well, not exactly one of the others. They were unique. They were the only one to use a Wankel rotary engine. The idea wasn't born in Japan. It came from Germany. NSU, a German manufacturer, just re-entered the automotive market in 1957. That same year, a company mechanical engineer, Felix Wankel, proposed a new idea. He created an engine that used a relay triangular-shaped rotor inside an oval-shaped housing instead of traditional pistons moving up and down. As the rotor turns, it creates separate chambers that go through the 4 main stages of combustion: intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust. With this design, engines were compact, lightweight, and capable of running smoothly at high RPM, with fewer moving parts than a piston engine. In 1964, the NSU Spider was the first commercial car to feature a Wankel engine. Since then, manufacturers like Alfa Romeo, Mercedes, and GM started experimenting with it. Most eventually walked away and turned back to traditional engines. Mazda didn't. The Rotary was now part of their identity. With every new development, they were able to overcome the downsides. Problems with sealing and significant fuel and oil consumption got less severe through time. Mazda was the team with the Wankel, but in 1981, however, the win was still missing. Group C was a competitive category. Started in 1982, it replaced the older Group 5 and 6 cars and became the premier class in the World Sports Prototype Championship. In 1981, Group C cars were everywhere. World Championship, Continental Series, and some nationals. The category had global attention, so did the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the milestone for every driver. In 1990, Mazda's experience in France proved to be a complete disaster, with both cars retired due to oil leaks and electronics catching fire. Mazda brought 2 cars to the 1991 edition as well, the 787B. The number 55 was the car to keep an eye on it. Bertrand Gachot joined Mazda that year after an unsuccessful experience with minor teams in Formula 1 and a few seasons in Japanese national championships, sharing the car with Volker Riedler, who had a similar background in Formula 1, and Johnny Herbert, who competed in Formula 1 with Benetton, and Tyrrell was already in Mazda in 1919 and was confirmed for 1991 to complete the crew. That year, Le Mans was the 4th race of the Sports Car World Championship, and the first 3 rounds, Suzuka, Monza and Silverstone, Mazda have tough races and was part of the pace of Peugeot and Jaguar, the championship contenders for that season. Coming to France, the only possible outsider was considered the Sauber Mercedes. The rest of the field was expected to be a filler, but Le Mans often turns expectations upside down. On the weekend of June 22 and 23, another page in the history of world motorsport is about to be written. In qualifying, Mazda struggled against the favorites and positioned 12th. Jean-Louis Flasset, Jochen Mass and Alain Ferté in the Sauber Mercedes C11 will take instead the pole position, confirming the Silver Arrows as a team to keep on the radar. At 4 p.m. on Saturday, June 22nd, the 1991 24 Hours of Le Mans finally began. From the start of the race, the Peugeot took the lead and dictated the pace, but reliability problems soon eliminated them from the contention. The Sauber Mercedes C11 took the lead back and started building a significant gap with unbeatable pace. After 6 hours, the Mazda number 55 was far away from the lead, but in a remarkable 6th place. As evening fell and night took over Le Mans, the race began to unravel for several contenders. The Jaguar number 33 slid into the gravel after an engine failure, with the Porsche number 17 lost valuable time with a broken suspension. In the darkness, the young Michael Schumacher stunned everyone by seconding the fastest lap of the race. Halfway through the race, Sauber's dominance was solid. Mazda, improbably, stayed out of trouble and set third. Later in the night, major gearbox issues stuck the number 21 C11, while Jaguar encountered a series of accidents and technical setbacks. Suddenly, the Mazda number 55 claimed the 2nd place. By dawn, Sauber Mercedes had a comfortable lead, with Mazda and Jaguar disputing the remaining podium places. Then came the twist that no one expected. Just a few hours to go, overheating forced the leading Sauber into the pits, where repeated repair attempts failed, and the car was eventually retired after leading the most of the race. In a stunning reversal, the Mazda number 55 inherited the lead and never let it go. After 24 hours of racing, the Mazda number 55 claimed overall victory, becoming the first Japanese manufacturer and team to win the 24 Hours of Le Mans. A victory born not from dominance, but from perseverance and perfect timing. Mazda won. The Japanese flag waved on the podium, witnessing that was destined to be an unicum in the world of endurance. In 1982, Rotary engines were banned and Mazda was forced to use a customer version of the Jaguar XJR14. Rotary come to an end. An era come to an end. The 717C started a dream. The 787B realized it. Their win didn't come from power or strategy. Le Mans isn't a race for the fastest, it's a race for the strongest, going on for 24 hours, overcoming difficulties when others will just abandon. Isn't that what Mazda did for an entire decade? They won by having the courage of breaking the norm, of developing something that others didn't have the courage to even start. They could have reversed the standard engine at any time, but they chose to keep trying, finding their way. That 1991 win made the difference between the countless ideas that didn't work and that one frozen in time, sculpted in the history of motorsport as the only win of a Wankel rotary engine in a 24 hours race.